Hey, I'm Winston from Parkway Drive. I'm in my pyjamas, but you're on Infectious Magazine.
Angela with Infectious Magazine here with Winston at Parkway Drive.
Yes!
How are you?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm excellent. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me.
No problem.
So I saw on your Facebook that you are currently collecting photos of band tattoos, right?
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit about that project?
It's part of a larger project, which we're not disclosing quite yet. It's kind of it's a bit of a, that's okay. We're releasing something later this year. But we thought it would be interesting. I don't know, every once in a while, like someone comes on and is like, hey, I have a lyric on your leg, or I have an album artwork or something, and something that is, our band is inspired to get a permanent tattoo on them, which is really insane. Like there isn't a single time where I'm just like, ooh, I hope they regret it for the rest of their life. But yeah, so we started compiling and we've had some interesting submissions so far.
So stay tuned, right?
Stay tuned, trust me, yeah.
So you're a little more than halfway through this tour. How's it going and what can fans at the show look for?
Oh God. The fans can basically look forward to a general riot by the looks of things. It's been really, really good. Like the majority of the tour's been sold out, which is insane. We haven't been here in like 2 years and we figured people would probably forgotten who we were. But it's been really, really good. And live-wise, I don't even know how do I describe it. We play our songs and people seem to like them, and that's about it. No, we're playing a mix of everything from new to old kind of thing. We're not one of those bands that just releases a record and is like, right, we just have this material. We still have everything. That if you like Parkway before, we still play the songs you've heard. If you like the new record, you get new songs. But people seem to like the new songs. They seem to go very well, which is good.
You mentioned, it's kind of along the same lines, that when changing producers with albums, that you don't want to make the same album twice.
Yeah.
Do you think that complacency has become commonplace in whether it's live shows, albums?
Yeah, I don't think it's so much complacency. I think it's more the fact that people measure success in a certain way, and especially within such an isolated and insular scene, it's very easy to see someone put on a successful show or release a successful album and say, that's it, that's the recipe, follow that. And it doesn't work. And the thing is, that's not what I like about music, and that's not what we like about music in the first place. We like the fact that it's spontaneous, we like the fact that it's something true and it's a form of expression that is personal. We don't want to just go with the producer that is making the big albums and make the sounds that everyone's making that sells the records. We want to make something that sounds like Parkway, and it's us. And the same thing goes live. If we want to have fun on stage, we'll have fun on stage, and we won't do the same stage moves the entire country's doing at the same point in time, or whatever. We'll do what we want to
do. Well, people keep coming back, so
yeah, which is really nice, because that's what we encourage them as well. We always have tried to make it damn obvious that we are in the band because we enjoy being in the band, not because there's any ulterior motive to it. Like, there's no hype or crap behind it. It's literally just 5 guys having fun doing what we do in every sense of the word, and we're there to provide a show or a soundtrack to a good evening for people, and that's it.
Well, they're definitely exciting. I'm always amazed when they're just like lining the, wrapping around the Palladium.
It's crazy, huh? It's
and
really,
it's cold,
really
so they're like really dedicated.
Yeah. It's like, open the doors, so they're gonna freeze.
I know.
We want people to be alive.
They'll be frigid when they get in. So also along the same lines, there's been a lot of talk about how Atlas was experimental. You could get away with doing a few things differently. So do you think that kind of experimentation and constant creativity is necessary to continue growing, and do you think that, again, they can be too quick to stifle it?
So. I think there's a lot to be said for remaining true to a sound that you, I guess, is your signature or whatever. But that's only the case if that's the way you want to continue writing. For us, the whole idea of experimentation was, again, enjoyment of being out of our depth. It literally was like the most interesting record for us to make since starting the band and trying to make music full stop, and that's why we started doing strange things. People, like, it isn't a crazy out there experimental album, like there's just a few different elements added in there. If people want to take that in a positive or a negative is up to them. We just want to try and we feel that there's definitely room to expand what this band's sound entails without it becoming a completely different entity to itself. I think Atlas sounds just as much like Parkway Drive as the first songs we ever wrote. It just has more to it. That's all.
There should always be growth, I think.
Yeah. We definitely we're fans of growth. So it's it's fun. That's the thing. Like you play the same thing over and over. Eventually, you get so good at it that it becomes mundane.
Yeah. So you've mentioned that metal bands in Australia aren't in it for the money or fame. That just doesn't exist as far as that goes.
Yeah.
So what are some other differences you noticed in the music scene from country to country? I've never been to Australia. Always wanted to. Have a friend that lives there, and it seems to me like it's so much more of a community, I guess. Than I feel like. Yeah,
it is. I think, and that's because it's so much smaller.
Yeah.
And it's not that it's smaller. The thing is, it's smaller within the community itself, but the landmass is larger, so it leads to isolation on that behalf as well. If you don't have the chance to go and see a band every night, you don't have like literally a million bands touring every place night after night after night. We have several touring bands who come several times a year, and you get to see them once, and the closest show after that is a 10-hour drive, and that's it. So people going to see bands definitely make the most of it for the majority of it, and people doing bands don't do it as any form of expression other than making something they want to do, simply because you're not going to get rich off playing 6 shows a year. Like it's like a tour, isn't?
Yeah.
You can't just constantly tour Australia. You can our headlining tour in Australia is 12 days, I think. That's it. So and that's pretty reasonable.
It does seem, whenever there's bands going to Australia, it does seem like very like 4 shows. Like always the same city.
Yeah, you've got Brisbane,
yeah.
Sydney. We get to play Byron because that's our hometown. Most people don't play Byron. Newcastle, Melbourne, Adelaide. That's it. If you're lucky, Perth, you have to get a 6-hour flight across the desert. So that's like the most isolated city on the planet, Perth. So yeah.
You said that you are a little more removed from that music scene these days. So, mandatory question, what are some unsigned bands, Australian or not, that you
that I know of? I have no
that
idea.
you're connected to.
Yeah, no. I know, like, it depends what your class is unsigned as well. But the bands that I know at the moment and that I'm friends with and that I have impressed by, Survival, Outsiders Code, North Lane, although I'm hearing their name pop up everywhere around the world now, which is really, really awesome for those guys. In Heart's Wake, Shackles. I'll stop there. But there is a hell of a lot. Australia is a really awesome place, and for music especially, and it's definitely worth checking out bands because there's a lot of good stuff out there these days.
Well, what is one question you'd like to be asked but never have been, and what is the answer?
Oh God. To be honest, I think I've been asked everything under the sun. It's, the less questions, the better, generally for me. No, it's I don't even know, to be honest. I've spilled so much of myself and so much of this band in interviews that there's very few rocks that I've left unturned.
All right, what do you want people to know, even if it bears repeating?
That we enjoy doing what we're doing. That's pretty much it. Like, it's, I think, I think people understand that now, though. That's the thing. It's just, I see so many, you still get occasional comments and stuff online going, oh, you didn't do this, you didn't care, you didn't want to come and say hello and stuff. Like, God, you make it sound like this is a massive chore to us. Like, we love doing what we do, and we appreciate what people give to us. Like, we are very aware that we are 5 very lucky humans about to go onto a stage and play to a gigantic room. Whether or not that room is full of people comes down to the people standing outside in the cold, not to us making the music. And if it wasn't for them rocking up, we are playing to a gigantic empty room. And that's it. Like, the difference between a successful band and an unsuccessful band is not their ego, or however you can say you're as big as you want, but it comes down to the people actually supporting you, and we've been supported on such a ridiculously large scale that we're very, very grateful.
And what is in the future for the band?
doing more of this, I guess. It's cool to have a new record, and it's rad that it's going over so well. We have so many more songs that we want to play live, so many old songs we're about to play live as well because of the 10-year thing. We have tours lined up beyond the horizon, which is insane. We got another release before the end of this year, hopefully within the next couple of months. God, it just doesn't stop, does it?
It's good though.
Yeah, it's really awesome actually. We just came off like a 3.5 month break. This is the first break we've had in 10 years. So yeah, it's weird. Actually, it stands to the question before, like, what have you guys done in 2012? I'm like, actually nothing. This is the first tour, so yeah. But it doesn't stop, and we enjoy it.
And then, is there anything else you'd like to add?
Thanks. Lots of things.
Thank you